And anything that, like all this shit, I can edit out or whatever. So
Yeah,
like,
that's fun. I
yeah.
don't mind.
But the recording for Zoom, the way it works is like right now I'm talking, so it's like on me, but then as soon as you talk, it'll jump to you or whatever. But sometimes even when you're not talking, it still jumps to you, whatever. So don't like, oh man, Michael's talking right now, so it's not on me. So let me play it. Because then next thing you know, the Zoom will jump to you, and you're like, "Ooh," because
Yeah, and
because I'm not controlling like with StreamYard. Sometimes I'll make your screen bigger. I'm not controlling like the camera. It's just I'm
right.
recording and it goes. But anyway, let me not talk too long because Zoom, you only get it but so much time when you
Oh,
record, unless you're doing the paid version. I think the unpaid version I can only get 40 minutes as soon as I hit record, and then it's like I get a count like a minute countdown, which it's not gonna take us 40 minutes. At least I hope.
yeah. No, no. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
we
not
can
gonna
talk
take
for
40 minutes.
hours, but it ain't gonna take
Yeah,
us 40
it's
minutes.
not gonna take 40 minutes. But anyway, welcome to my safe Gaven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another review here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta show off the new tattoo, guys. Look, check it out. Check it out. Hold on, let me move this. Buffy the Vampire Slayer quote: "The hardest thing in this world is to live in it," which is very true with everything that's going on in the world. But with that said, hopefully we're going to make your life a little bit easier by joining me here on the stream. So thank you guys so much. But if this is your first time checking me out, hey, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the force. I like to talk superheroes, video games, comic books, action movies, horror movies, sci-fi, fantasy, and of course, I like to talk about Black representation and queer representation, sometimes the lack thereof in sci-fi fantasy. But if that's something that you're interested in, you think representation matters, you would believe representation will equal normalization, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I just hit over 7,500 subscribers. I'm making my way downtown, making my way slowly towards 8,000 subscribers. Can't do that without you guys hitting the subscribe button and also, most importantly, hitting the like button, because that tells YouTube, hey, this Black Gay Comic Geek guy, somebody we're interested that other people might be interested in. So it'll recommend them to other people on the channel. Other people could swing by and be like, who's this Black Gay Comic Geek guy? Then they could come, join the Safe Gaven, hit the subscribe button, and we could continue to grow this train. Anyway, I've been rambling on too much. Let's get into the stream and talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know why the Game of Thrones theme song just popped into my head. So, well, we're gonna do because it's Sunday now, so people have probably already seen it. We're gonna start by doing non-spoiler for the first half of the review, then we'll jump into the spoiler section. And so with that, I did say we, so that means I am not alone here on the stream. So if you guys have joined me for any live talking about The Last of Us, and I think you joined me for something else, I don't remember what it was.
Scream.
Yeah, Scream, there we go.
Scream.
So for The Last of Us and Scream, you recognize this person. We're talking about sword and sorcery, so we had to bring on a scientist to debunk all the magic. You're like, you know what? That's not real. He floated. Like, okay, buzzkill. Like when Neil deGrasse Tyson be like, well, actually, it's not possible to make an Iron Man suit because, okay, buzzkill. Like, I don't need all that. But anyway, scientist extraordinaire, Vanta here
Hi,
for the
guys.
stream. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanta Creates. I'm your DIY baddie. I am your cosplay queen. I can talk about movies, talk about props, talk about all that good stuff. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Vanta Creates. And we are going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons because, we got to talk about the sorcery, the magic, the cool stuff. So let's get into it.
And you see her, she's all elfed out. She got the green. I mean, I'm wearing green too, but not because of the elf. Well, shout out, they got this, Dungeons and Dragons
Yes.
hoodie. Thank you, Paramount.
And I got my elf
Yeah, but yeah,
ears going.
she got the green, she got the elf ears, she got the little nature tiara on. But yeah, so we got to see this maybe like two weeks
2 weeks
ago?
ago? Yeah, about. Yeah.
So it might be a little bit of a struggle to try to remember everything, but with that said, Vanta, you go first. Give your initial thoughts.
Okay, so I went in I don't want to say low expectations because that sounds bad, but I try to manage my expectations with movies because I don't want to be super hyped and then be disappointed. But I went into this like, okay, Dungeons and Dragons, it's gonna be fun. You know, we like the magic, we like sorcery.
Also,
Maybe
do you
it'll
have
be
any?
good.
Also, do you have any? Sorry to cut you off, but do you have
No,
any experience like playing like the tabletop Dungeons and
oh,
Dragons?
a little bit. Well, not exactly tabletop, but I did do during the pandemic. I played with my friends, and we did like a Zoom call where we all played, either Zoom or Discord. And like I had designed a character. I barely remember who she is, but I love sci-fi and fantasy. Skyrim is one of my favorite games, and like the only game I play. So, so I feel like Skyrim, Dungeons and Dragons, they're all in like the fantasy realm. So like that's my shit. So I do know a little bit about the series. I know that the die is like their big icon. So whenever I see it, I'm like, oh, D&D, D20, this is cool. So I, kind of, I was thinking about the party and, all the mysticism and magic that goes in the tabletop game. And I was excited to see how they would implement it in the movie. So I was a little skeptical, but I'm like, no, they're going to do a good job. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like they made it look really badass. Everyone, all the actors in the party are hilarious. They have great chemistry on scene. Those scenes are beautiful. It's CGI, but not too CGI. And it's colorblind casting, which I love that. So, I like the movie. I gave it, I would say a 7.
No, don't rate it yet. Don't rate.
Oh, don't rate it? My bad.
Well, I mean, too late now, but
yeah, it's too late.
But I would say for me, like, yeah, this movie is kind of the epitome of like exceed expectations. Because I said this after I got out the theater, I was like, this movie had every reason to just be terrible.
Yeah,
because like think about like the other Dungeons and Dragons movie that they tried with Marlon Wayans, or movies that are similar to this that are always just awful. Aragon, which Aragon should have been great. Like it should have been so good, but it wasn't. Or like a bunch, which I can't think of off the top of my head, but a bunch of movies, because all of these movies are like inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, the game.
Right, exactly.
And like, yeah, so I was like, this movie is probably it's gonna be another flop. Not even just in box office, but it's gonna be terrible. So I, like you, I went in with low expectations too. I was just like, and I love fantasy. I love the sword and sorcery. Like I love the game Dragon Age. I don't know if you ever played Dragon Age Origins or Dragon Age Inquisition. I cannot wait for Dragon Age 4 to come out. Like I'm salivating, waiting for that. Like something for that game to come out, because Dragon Age Inquisition was 2014. I'm like, come on, let's come on. Like, or you mentioned Skyrim. I love Like I played the hell out of Skyrim. And I'm waiting for like a Skyrim Part 2. Like I don't even think they announced one.
Nope.
So I'm like, what's going on? So like that whole sword and sorcery thing, I love it, but like in terms of like movies, the quality hasn't been good. But then they're killing it with like Legends of Vox Machina on Amazon, or Dragon Age Absolution on Netflix, which I really enjoyed.
Even the last Dragon Prince was really good.
I actually haven't seen Dragon Prince.
You should. It's very good. It's really cute.
But is it gay?
It's very gay. That's why I was surprised. I'm like, you haven't seen it?
So maybe I'll watch it. But what was I gonna say? Or Castlevania. Like, so in terms of that, like they're killing it in the animated space. When it comes to live action, it's not really hitting. But with this movie, I was very pleasantly surprised by how much fun I had with this movie. I will say it started off a little slow.
Okay. That's fair.
Once it like really got its footing, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I haven't, but I would definitely watch this movie again.
Yeah, I would watch it again.
With all the different characters that this movie had, with I can't even think of their names, but Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, Chris Pine, Reggie, and then dang, what's the chick that played the shapeshifter?
She was in Part 2. She was in It Part 1 and 2. She's great. She played Beverly Marsh, and I'm liking what they're doing.
Oh, that's her
too. Yeah.
I was like, she was in It. Who is she? Oh,
wait,
Sophia Lilas.
Sophia Lilas. Okay.
But yeah, all the like the I guess the core four, throw a Scream
Right.
reference. Like I enjoyed those characters. You got to know and understand each character, and of course, with Dungeons and Dragons, you had the bard, the warrior, the sorcerer, and I don't know what she would be called, like shapeshifter, I
What?
guess.
Yeah, yeah, a type of mage, I guess.
Yeah, I guess a
Yeah,
type of mage, but
and our
like,
paladin.
then the paladin. I loved every single character, and I would totally like to get a sequel.
She's a druid.
A druid. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Nobody asked you. If you're gonna talk, you gotta get on camera. but thank you for your assistance. I don't know if he heard me. Did he hear me?
Yeah, he definitely heard you.
He heard. Shout out to Angel, Vanta's fiance, photographer extraordinaire.
Photographer extraordinaire.
Yeah, hit him up. Hit him up. Follow Vanta and then stalk her page to find Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
To get his information to get him to do your photos.
Exactly.
But you're not only I get a BlackGayComicGeek discount. Everybody else got to pay full price.
You got to pay full price.
But anyway, speaking of full price, what did you think of the money that they put into like the CGI and the budget and the action and all that?
So I think it was worth it. I definitely think it was worth it. I'm like going back and going in my head, and I'm like, these scenes were awesome, and even like not even just the CGI and the costuming, because the costuming was a lot of money. And when you make your own costumes, you start to
coming from a cosplay costume person. She's about to nip. She's like, well, actually, in this one scene, I saw a string coming off their collar.
No, but no, I was like, damn, these costumes are nice. Like, they put money into this. Even with like a lot of the mystical beasts who are not, the fighting beasts, but who are just regular characters or background characters. The CGI for them was great. I didn't see a lot of practical effects, which I would love to see more of. But the CGI was beautiful. I know they put a lot of money into this film. I think they did a good job. I truly think they did a good job.
Did you notice any bad wigs? Like you talk about Kirby's wig from Scream. That's something I don't even know, because I guess I don't have no experience. But I'm like, when you be like, oh, the wig was terrible. I'm like, I can't tell. Like, it looks, I don't know.
You're like, no, it looks good to me. No bad wigs in this. Thank God.
And let's just like really agree, like Heimdall or Chiwetel Ejiofor in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, like the Tyler Perry wigs. Then I'm like, okay, that nah.
No, yeah. That Doctor Strange wig was.
It was bad, but yeah, I thought the CGI was pretty dope, especially the one fight that we'll get to when we get to the spoiler section towards the end, where it like reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Which I'm a little nervous about the Netflix, because I'm thinking in my head, like, how long have we heard about this Netflix series going on, and we still haven't really got the casting, but like nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, especially considering that the original show creators of Avatar left the Netflix series.
Yep.
So I'm a little nervous about that one, but we're going back to the CGI. But yeah, a lot of the action sequences and like even the dragon, Dungeons and Dragons. So it's not a spoiler that there's a dragon in it, but like all of that stuff looked great. And sadly, it was better than like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum. Yeah, I knew. I saw you shaking your head. You knew what I was
I knew exactly where you're going.
I had more fun with this movie than I did with Quantumania.
Yeah. Because in Quantumania, I'm like, why is this happening? Why did they do this? Where's their suit? That was a stupid. Like, there were so many things. I'm like, this is a dumb decision. But this, I was laughing the whole time. I thought the movie was hilarious. And Chris Pine. People think he's typecasted.
He does what Chris Pine does.
He does what Chris Pine does.
But he's always charming, and it works.
Exactly. And I like that. I like that he's charming and silly and fun. And I didn't realize until something you said recently, but it's a kids movie too. Like it's for all ages. I don't think there was any like crazy cursing or very sexual scenes or anything. I was like, wait a minute, kids would enjoy this because it's funny. They like, kids love sorcery, magic, and fighting. The action scenes were incredible. Like,
I'm about to look it up. I'm about to see if this what this movie was rated. Like, is it PG or PG-13?
13, yeah.
They don't really do PG movies anymore. Or
no.
like rated G.
Yeah, it's usually rated G now.
Well, no, I'll say they don't even really do rated G movies anymore. It's mostly just PG-13, and that's really it.
Yeah. I mean, everyone tries to sneak in a little curse word here and there, so.
I'm about to look up. Yeah, it's PG. Okay, yeah, it's PG-13.
PG-13, yeah.
But yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, but yeah, I talking about non-sexual, I was gonna say my one complaint.
Naked gay.
No, not. Well, yeah, I thought you said naked. I was like, no, not naked. Even though I mean, but that's what my mind. But yeah, I was like, my one complaint. I was like, it wasn't gay. Like, it wasn't gay. Not even. I can't even say gay enough because it wasn't gay at all.
Yeah, at all.
But like, yeah, it wasn't. And I'm sorry, especially with Justice Smith being in it. Granted, not to say he has to play a gay role, but I'm like, he's an openly gay actor. Like. Or there could have been a moment where him, because people are like, oh, I'm going to see this movie. It's Dungeons and Dragons. Like, of course I'm going to see it. I'm a Dungeons and Dragons fan. And to me, to answer the question I asked you, I don't really have much experience with Dungeons and Dragons. I played it once, and I was recently in November when I went to LA to see Wakanda Forever. I went to hang out with Frankie's friends. Mm-hmm. And we, me, Ron, and Frankie went to play Dungeons and Dragons, and that was my first time. And of course, I'm always, magic, blood, sex, going magic. I'm always a magic user,
right,
or whatever. And funny enough, because of my character and because of the magic, I ended up we would have all died, but because I was the only one with magic, I ended up saving everybody.
You're a healer,
it wasn't even healing. It was like we were fighting. We ended up coming across like a powerful demon or whatever, and. It was like tension. It was down like he knew the dungeon master kept going after me. So I was down to like my last hit point. And it was my turn. Luckily he rolled a miss. Otherwise I would have been dead.
Yeah.
But he was like, so there was like I used like my last spell, and we had like a powder that would make the spell bigger or more powerful or whatever. And so he was like, I had like one roll left. And he was like, if this roll is less than a 9, because die 20. He was like, if it's less than a 9, you lose. But if it's 9 or above, or no, he was like, if it's 13 or more, you win. So I rolled the first die, and it rolled a 9.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, I need another. If I roll like a 1 or 2, it's over. So I had to roll, and it went over, and it was like, okay, you won. I was like, But like Ron's character, he was useless. I was like, yeah. But anyway, to go off a tangent, because I just got an alert from Zoom saying I only got 10 minutes left on the record, and I'm like, thought I had 40, but we haven't been recording for 40 minutes.
We have not been recording for 40 minutes.
I don't even think we've been recording for 10 minutes. But anyway, so now we got 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So let's speed that up.
You want to do the spoiler part?
Yeah, that was the last part I was gonna say. I'm like, even with Chris Pine and Reggie's character, I don't know his name. Because I've never seen Bridgerton. I just know he's from Bridgerton, but I've never seen. But I'm like, even there could have been some flirting with him. But I'd rather Justice Smith and his character, Reggie.
Yes.
Black queer love. But instead they got him with the Sophia girl. But I'm like, trash.
The druid.
Give me some gay. Make it gay. Hashtag
make it gay.
Make it blacker, which they did. They had a decent amount of black characters, especially in main roles. But now I just need them to make it gayer, because that's my motto: make it blacker, make it gayer. But anyway, let's get into the spoiler section of the movie. And so my part where I was like, it started off slow, like the whole exposition backstory where he was just talking and nothing was really happening. That's the part where I was just like, all right, like I get you need to explain the world, but like let's keep it moving. But the moment that they showed the like eagle, I can't think of his name, Jonathan, and they jumped out of the which actually did I make it clear, guys? We're talking spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah. Well, then they jumped out the castle or whatever, and the little other creature was like, "We were gonna pardon you."
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that was funny.
I thought that was a great intro. I don't mind the exposition. It kind of, you know, set it up for what are the stakes, because clearly Chris Pine's character wants to get his daughter back. So they had to introduce it to us a little bit so that we understand. But literally as soon as they like got to Jonathan and got out, I'm like, okay, so it is definitely a comedy. Like, we're going to have a lot of funny moments. And then I think throughout the movie, everybody in the audience was laughing. Like, this was very funny.
My theater, everybody was laughing.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I will say, I know the fat dragon scene, everyone thought was really funny, but I was like, I'm tired. Like, I'm sure it was a great scene, but I couldn't watch all of it because I was just so tired at the moment. And my biggest critique is that with all the marketing, Roger John from Bridgerton, they were like, oh, he's in it. And like, you think that he is a part of the party. He's not. Like, he's in it for 40 minutes. And I'm like, I watched this for you. Why are you not here?
Yeah, I do wish he was in it more. But like you mentioned before we recorded, his character was OP.
Yeah.
Like, if he was there if he was there the whole time, like, the movie would have been over.
The movie would have been over. Like, yeah.
He could have took out that sorceress lady quick. And it's funny you mentioned being tired. Like, I was tired too. So, and this is why also I feel like I need to see it again, because I don't know if it's because I was tired or because I actually felt that way. But the movie did feel a little long. Like, there were a couple moments where I'm like, I felt like the movie could have ended, but then it just kept going. And then it kept going, and then it kept going. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if I felt that way because I was sleepy and I was like fighting, trying to fall, not because I was bored, but because I was tired. Like, I worked that whole day or whatever. And then I went to see the movie right after. And so, and I didn't really sleep that night before. So I don't know if I felt that way because I was like legitimately sleepy and the movie, and I was just like, I just want to go home and go to sleep. Or if the movie actually could have ended maybe a half hour earlier. I don't really know.
I think it's a mix of both, because I was in the same boat too. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Like, I'm excited to see this movie, but I'm also really tired. And then I was just
there were a couple moments where I was like I fell asleep, like I dozed off, like not because I was bored,
not because it's boring, right? Yeah, not because it's boring, yeah. Because the action scenes, Michelle Rodriguez is her name, right?
Michelle Rodriguez, yeah.
So I think she counts as a barbarian, but she was badass. Her scenes were crazy good.
Oh yeah, like, I really enjoy her action scene. Her acting,
yeah, her acting, but those action scenes, fantastic.
And of course, like Justice Smith, I do wish we got a little bit more of him.
I disagree. I think we got the good amount, and I think
we did get a good amount. But I wanted to know, like, more, like, because I couldn't tell, like, was he an elf? Was he a half? Because it almost looked like one ear was long and then the other ear wasn't.
He's a half elf.
But like, at least I meant like of course we got like his great ancestor, but a little bit more of his backstory.
Yeah,
and things, just a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
I like his whole arc of like discovering himself. Like, I was like, okay, that's cute.
And that's the thing I like. I honestly, they like peg Chris Pine as like the main character, and he was. But honestly, I kind of feel like it was Justice Smith's movie. Like, it was he had the biggest arc, like in terms of like overcoming his fear. And I like that. And
the
that's
most character growth.
Yeah. And that's also something about this movie that I really appreciated, in the sense of like, especially when it comes to sword and fantasy and things like that. You don't really see us as main characters.
Nope. At all.
Especially as, because Justice Smith, I would argue, granted, we said Reggie was like the OP, but in terms of like him being the sorcerer, he was technically the most powerful one in the room.
Yeah.
And we're not used to seeing us being the most powerful one in the room. It's like, we'll put black people in fantasy characters, or even think of like Captain America. He's human. He's just a regular dude. He don't get to have the super soldier serum or whatever. But like, how many white OP characters do you have in Marvel?
Exactly.
Whatever. That's why I'm like really hoping they don't depower Monica Rambeau in the Marvels.
Oh my God!
Because Monica is more powerful than Carol Danvers. So I'm wondering. I mean, granted, it's a black director, but we'll see. We'll see.
I pray for that movie. I pray a lot for that movie. I hope it is. I hope you're right. I can't.
So that's something I was really enjoying seeing, like him going toe to toe with the villain at the end.
Yeah.
And holding his own.
So my question for you, how did you feel about the villain?
That's what I was going to get to next.
Okay.
But now I'm down. We're down to 155 now.
Damn.
In terms of the thing about to cut off. But I thought the villain was a little weak. They didn't really it was just a generic
Yeah.
I'm evil for the sake of being evil, but like, what's your motivation? Like, who are you? Like, but yeah, they could have really did better with the villain in terms of like fleshing her character out and adding more, like, to make me understand her modus operandi better, as opposed to just being the villain. Like, I'm evil because you need a villain for the movie.
Like, okay, and like, why are you evil? Hugh Grant was
But
evil because he's rich.
I did like Hugh Grant's
Yeah,
character. So I
he
wish
was
if they
great.
were gonna do anything with that, maybe kill her and he gets her power or whatever. Because I got more of a character from him than I did from her.
Yes, his character was very easily, very just like we could see who he was. He's a rich guy. He wants to be richer. He's gonna do whatever he can to be rich, and if that means aligning with the evil sorceress who's very scary and bald, yeah, then you'll do it.
And
I will say her costume was great. She was scary.
And then they kind of like disposed of him just so you could get to the big fight or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
But anyway, now this thing is down to less than a minute.
It's a 1 minute.
Yeah. So give your final. Well, it's probably going to cut off. But final thoughts.
Thought the movie was great. I think
mean, if anything, we could probably start another one.
Yeah, I think the movie is great. I think everyone should see it. 7.5 out of 10. It's cute. It's fun. If you like fantasy, you will like it.
But yeah, for me, I would say I really enjoyed it. I totally recommend it. I would totally tell people to go see it. I actually want to see it again. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, because now I'm not to sound all bougie, but now I'm kind of to the point where I'm like, I gotta pay to go to the movies.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it's streaming out for me to see it again.
I'm on that wavelength too. I'm like,
but
damn.
I'm kind of getting it, but like, now it's like, oh, did you see this? I'm like, nah, I didn't get a screener for it, so I'll wait till.
I'll wait.
So I'm not going to the theaters for it, but I do want to see it again. But anyway, to go throw my old ratings back into it, I would say Dungeons and Dragons is a hit.
Yeah.
So I would totally recommend it. But with that said, if you guys have seen Dungeons and Dragons, what did you think about Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, again, if you can, please hit that thumbs up button, like button. It'll help with the YouTube stream and the algorithm. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. Hit the bell notification button and all that stuff. But really quick, Vanta, before we go out, tell the people where they can find you and what's coming up next for Vanta Creates.
For Vanta Creates, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Literally just Vanta Creates. I'm everywhere and everywhere all the time. So what's coming up for me next? I am going to the Bridgerton experience, so please look forward to that, because I'll be making something really nice for that. I'm doing a whole bunch of different DIYs, and also May is a month away, so you know what that means. It's Black Fae May. So
it's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. We got our ears going, so stay tuned for all the cute elfy stuff I'll be making. But yeah, follow me.
You need to dress me for Black Fae May.
Say less.
I could be Justice Smith's character.
Yeah, perfect.
Half elf.
1 pointed ear.
Yeah, just the 1 pointed ear.
1 pointed ear. But yeah, hit me up. We could talk about DIY, props, and movies.
All right, and guys, I'm seeing Super Mario tomorrow.
Ooh.
They wouldn't let me have a +1, otherwise I would have took Vanta. They said, nah, no +1s. I was like, well, so my review for that would be dropping, and I don't know what else is coming out. Like, whatever, we'll figure it out. But hit the bell notification button, so then when I post a video, you're able to see it. And you're able to watch, like, share, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. Because Dungeons and Dragons, they ain't had no all gay rhythm. But anyway, with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and we out.
Bye.